Hello, hello, hello again. So, give you an update. I just had gallbladder surgery. I had to remove my gallbladder. It was the best option for me, and I am at home recovering. So I decided to go ahead and record a couple of videos. So I apologize if I'm a little less enthusiastic than I normally am. I am definitely feeling better than I was 2 days ago when I had the surgery, but still not quite up to the way I normally am. So the review I'm doing is on my Coach Rogue bag in Melon. I absolutely love this bag. I loved it the moment I saw it last year. It came out, I believe it was spring summer 2017, and I loved it then. I love it now. I especially love it that I got it for 60% off at Nordstrom Rack. Yay! But I thought I'd do a detailed review so you can take a look at all of the detail that's offered with the Rogue pieces. One of the main reasons I love Rogue bags has to do with the leather. The pebbled leather, the thickness of the leather, the softness of the leather. So it feels like it's durable and soft at the same time. So this is the Rogue in Melon, and give you some close-ups on some of the details here. Here are the corners. And you see there's, what do you call that? The oh my goodness, I can't believe I can't think of the name. The glazing. There's some glazing on the bag. So you have the glazing here. And yes, I am in bed. But you have glazing along there. And glazing along the handles. So you have it along the edge of the bag, along the handles, and of course, along the hang tags. And the glazing is all in fabulous, fabulous, fabulous condition. You can hear my husband there in the background. But it's all in fabulous condition. Glazing is wonderful. The stitching also. Oh, I'm sorry, I should mention the glazing along the edge of the shoulder straps. And then you have this fabulous stitch work. You can see it is fabulous. It's double stitched in some areas. Double stitch at the end of each row. Oh, maybe not the end of this one. Oh, I see. So looks like they started on one side and ended on the other, so it's double stitched there. And you have this the inside. So they really took care with these bags, with the stitch work, the hardware, the attention to detail. There's Coach on the hardware. Look, this little button has, I don't know if it'll become clear, but do you see it says Coach right there? And then of course there's 1941 stamped here. There's Coach along these buttons. They have it along the, and I don't know if this will clear up for you, but they have the name along the sides, the interior, the handles, and here, just this attention to detail with the hardware, with the leather itself, the stitch work, making sure everything is smooth and uniform. I love it. This bag is such a well-made bag. It's so well crafted. Even where you have, normally you would have glazing along the edge, instead they covered it with leather. So instead of the bag having glazing along here, there's a piece of course, leather folded over where the sides meet. You can see here. And that's stitched down along the side. And then instead here, they do have glazing here, but I think that looks good. They add that contrast color here. It's just a stunning bag. And then if we go to the inside, you have that fabulous, fabulous suede. And this is just for me using it. It's just random like fur or something. Not fur, but you know, random items. Fully lined, each large pockets and suede. And then on the inside, it's beautiful. You have this on the inside, this kiss lock compartment, and that's where I keep the things that come with the bag. Like I said, I got it from Nordstrom Rack, but it was new with tags. I don't believe it was refurbished. Let me check. Let's see. There's the. Oh, let me turn this over. This is the normal things you get with new. Oh, it's my receipt from Coach. Yeah, no, it wasn't a refurbished because you know sometimes you'll get tags that will say refurbished. Now this is new at tags, 62% off, so that's the normal price, and it's $2.99, baby. And then that's the care card. So, and I usually don't keep much in the kiss lock part of my bags. So I just keep this here. So if I, for some reason, decide to sell this baby, which I doubt, but if I do, I have all the receipts proving authenticity there. And so you have the beautiful, beautiful detail here, 1941. You have the beautiful kiss lock again here. Leather trim. And this is what I mean by details. You have the stitch work again. You have the leather trim. You have this, and then the hardware. It's all uniform. Hardware on the outside, inside. And if I turn this around, even on this side, you have the beautiful, leather Creed patch with the number on the bottom. And I believe this serial number means something a little different nowadays than it did a few years back. But this is just, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You're going to have this zip area here. And it's real nice and deep, so you can get a lot in there. Then you have these leather tabs on the edge here. Let me see if I can get a good look-see here. Do you see the leather tabs? And do you see the same stitch work? Sorry, it's little. It's just attention to detail, that quality. It's beautiful. And then the hardware here. Again, you see the Coach. It's written on the zipper part here. Coach 1941. Fabulous zipper. And again, you have another, leather tab on the other side. And it's just a fabulous, fabulous bag. The stitch work on the inside is just as good as the outside. You see this reinforced stitching here. It looks like they chose not to cover this with leather like they did on the outside. So you have the glazing here. So you have the glazing along this edge. But looks like they kept this raw. They did not put glazing on this part of it. Not quite sure why. I would think they would want to be consistent with the glazing. So if you're going to have glazing, or instead of glazing, doing here, what they did here, reinforce it with leather. Not reinforce, but instead of covering the edge with glaze, they covered it with leather, which I think is actually better. It will help last longer. But either way, that's fine. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous bag. And all of the little attention to detail, I've learned recently that on the bottom of 1941 bags, underneath this tab, not tab, or whatever, it's almost like a leather embellishment. They have this like punch tag that sort of, I think it's for ensuring authenticity. You would need to have this on it to make sure it's a Coach Rogue or Coach 1941 piece. But just all of the detail here. You have everything Coach 1941. You have the uniformity and the stitching. It is just gorgeous. Now, I did notice on the purse form earlier today that someone mentioned that they had a problem with some of their hardware chipping. And so far, I have noticed chipping here on the inside. Do you see that? But on the other pieces of hardware, like see on the inside here where it meets, there's shipping. But on my other hardware, there's none. I've not noticed shipping on any of the other pieces. But where these meet, there's chipping. Or I guess chipping, or it's wearing away. Oh, and another thing I want to mention that I love about these bags is that you have, of course, the two handles. You have these two handles, and these handles will fold in. And if you choose not to use the handles, they fold in, and then you'll have the two shoulder straps. And then if you choose, you can make this a crossbody by unhooking it here and hooking these two together. See if I can do it with one hand. One hand. Let's see if we can do it. Well, I might have to pause it. Yep, sorry, I had to pause it real quick, but now you have, it can be a crossbody strap. Very, very lovely. So I like that functionality. You can use it a number of different ways. So I know I'm not as upbeat as I normally am, but this is really a fabulous bag. Fabulous bag. Oh, I should also mention I did find there's a bit of wear on the feet, but that's to be expected. This is a fabulous bag. I very much recommend it. I think the one thing you'll have to see is the hardware, where the hardware rubs together. It looks like there'll be a risk of the hardware, the finish rubbing off. And then also, I would say, some people may find this bag heavy, because even without having anything in it, there's some weight to it. But I'm used to carrying big bags, so it doesn't really bother me. So if you have any questions or like any other information about the bag, let me know. I'm going to do a last little... Sorry for my bag being a mess, my room being a mess. All right, until next time.